What is going on, everybody? My name is Caden Hayward. I am the CEO and founder of Coach Hayward. Today's live training, what we're going to be going over is what's 80 to 90% of the actual results when it comes to your weight loss journey. Okay, so in this training, we're going to cover the basics, we're going to go over the science behind it, and we're going to go over the most important thing here that I've seen after training hundreds of women to make this permanent weight loss transformation once and for all. Okay, when I say permanent, that's a key word when it comes to doing this. I'm going to break that down for you guys in a second. So as I go on, if you have any questions for me when I break all this down, just comment down below and I'll answer them for you. If you have any questions about anything when it comes to your nutrition based, comment down below and I'll answer your questions. All right. Hey, what's going on, Allison? So first and foremost, what drives the 80 to 90% of our results when it comes to losing weight? It is nutrition. Okay. Why is that? Okay. So we're going to start right from the foundation. Why is it that nutrition is 80 to 90% of the results? Well, you ever hear the term, you cannot outrun a bad diet? Now, the reason why they say that is because let's say you go to the gym and you run on a treadmill, you run your ass off for like 20 minutes, okay? You burn about 200 calories perhaps, let's say. Now, after the gym, you go home and you eat that cookie, that's 300 calories. So if your purpose behind that workout wasn't for cardiovascular health, it was for losing weight, you just sabotage your whole results and wasted 20 minutes to lose weight because now you actually have an extra 100-calorie surplus rather than in a deficit. Okay? So when it comes to weight loss, how weight loss actually works, guys, is what we need to do is we need to consume less energy than what our body needs on a daily basis to just function. Okay? And when I say energy, I mean calories. Okay? Calories, think of calories as an energy. Okay? So breaking that down a little farther, when we consume less energy per day than what our body needs, we need to fill in that gap. And how we do that is we go into our lovely love handles and we take that stored fat and we convert that into energy and we use it up. And then that fat comes out in our pee and everything else. All right. So we use it up for energy. So that's kind of how weight loss works. Okay. So if you want to lose weight, focus on what 20% of it that drives 80% of the results. Caloric deficit is the key. Okay. So literally, you cannot lose weight if you're not in a caloric deficit, guys. Like the reason why people get short-term results when they, let's say, go to the doctor and get needles done is because it just makes them feel full and they don't eat. Therefore, they're going to be in a caloric deficit. The reason why people typically lose weight on keto is because carby meals usually have more calories. So when you're not eating carbs, you're typically eating less calories. You're having more protein, and protein usually has less calories each meal. That's why you lose that. And same with the shaker diets, same with fasting. It's just cutting calories at the end of the day. Okay, and that's why these magic pill approaches, there's nothing magical about them as long as we understand like the science behind it actually works. Okay, so breaking that down a little farther, just to repeat what I said again. So to lose weight, you need to consume less calories than what your body needs on a daily basis to just function normally. Over time, and this is going to be a little more advanced, and this is what I teach my clients and whatnot, so we don't hit these plateaus. Over time, what's going to happen though on your weight loss journey, if you're someone who has lost weight, you hit a plateau, what happens is our body's really good at adapting. Okay, so after a while of losing this weight, your metabolism is going to slowly adapt to how much calories you cut out. Therefore, you're going to be at a plateau. You're not going to gain weight. You're not going to lose weight. Okay. Now, a lot of the middle-aged women that I work with, one of their struggles, okay, can either be either or. One of the struggles is they actually don't eat enough food. So if you typically eat like 2 meals a day, 1 meal a day, some snacks here and there, a lot of time you're probably not eating enough food, and that's going to completely crash your metabolism. Okay, after we hit 40 years old, our body mass or muscle mass is naturally going to decline. Okay, so about like I think it's almost I don't know if it's like 1% a year or so, and that plays a huge role because the more muscle mass we have in our body, the higher metabolism we're going to be naturally. So it's kind of it's crazy how it works because it goes way not in our favor. But if we just work out consistently, follow the proper steps, we don't have to stress about it. Okay, we can keep our metabolisms hot and boosted as we get older. Okay, even going in like your 30s, you probably notice a difference compared to your 20s. Even going in 40s compared to your 30s and 50s and compared to your 40s, it always just increases like that. Okay, sadly, getting older and stuff, it won't work in your favor unless you're consciously and consistently working on yourself. Okay, and then you're going to be totally fine. So breaking that down. when it comes to weight loss, so 80 to 90% is the nutrition, okay? So what I want to talk about specifically with you guys though today is the most important keys here. And again, this is what I've seen, not just from my opinion and what I think works and what works for me, but this is after training like tons and tons of women around the world to make this permanent change, okay? And if we want to seriously make a permanent change, we need to do these things I'm about to lay out, okay? Because it's one thing to lose weight and it's one thing to keep weight off. Okay, if you want to lose weight, I mean, shut the video off and go starve yourself for 2 weeks and you'll drop like 14, 15, 16 pounds like that. Okay, it's just how it happens. You'll drop a bunch of water weight at first and then the rest of the weight comes off. It's just that's what's going to happen. So it's like, yes, you can lose weight, but can you actually keep the weight off? And that's where the importance comes behind it. Because when it comes to making these permanent transformations, especially for a lot of the women we work with, it's not about just trying to lose that quick 15 pounds to fit into my dress. It's about, Caden, I want to get off blood pressure pills. I want to feel confident in my body. I'm sick and tired of not putting myself first. I want to feel healthy and happy. How do I permanently change? And that's why we focus on making a permanent, sustainable change. So, breaking that down a little farther, the first thing we can do here to get our nutrition under control is there's three ways we can go about this, y'all. Number one is we can do some sort of meal prepping, some sort of meal planning. Number two is you can do more so calorie counting. Okay. And number three is a mindful kind of idea. I'm going to talk about two different ways today so we can actually talk about numbers because when it comes to mindful eating, I mean, yes, it's most definitely possible. I'm kind of a mindful eater now, but not really, I guess, anymore because I transitioned into planning more for my goals. But I'm going to put mindful eating to the side today, okay? Because mindful eating, it's something you can do in the future once you really understand your calories and everything. But at first, it's going to take you years and years to figure out. So we're going to put that to the side today. And if you want me to do a training on how to properly mindfully eat and lose weight, like I can easily do that for you guys. Just comment down below, like mindful eating training, please, and I'll do that training up as well and help you out there. But let's talk about meal prepping, planning, or calorie counting. Okay. First things you gotta do is look at your lifestyle and just be very realistic. Like, okay, so what's actually going to work for me? Should I meal prep? Should I plan out my meals, or should I just count calories? Okay. So what the differences are is number one, when it comes to meal prepping, meal planning, there's some structure in place. You know that okay, I get groceries on Sunday and I'm gonna meal prep Sunday night and I'm gonna put half my meals in the fridge for half the week and I'm gonna put the others in the freezer and I'm gonna cook all these different variations of food that align with my goals and then it's all prepped and done. Or you could do it like, okay, so I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to get all the food that I need that's aligned with my plan. So you want to make sure you have your calories all set out so you know what you're eating. But that way you don't have to count your calories every single meal because you already know what's coming in. Okay. And therefore you can go out, you can meal prep Sunday, maybe Wednesday, or maybe you cook your meals fresh every morning or at nighttime. That's up to you to decide and depends on what's going to fit with your lifestyle. But the most important part when it comes to meal planning and meal prepping, the best part about it, like the pros to it, is that you don't have to count your calories every single day or nothing. You just kind of get it done that 1 or 2 times per week, and then like you're set. Okay, so to give you guys a live example, what I do for myself personally is I eat right now about 3 times per day. Every single Sunday, I go out grocery shopping, and I'll get all like the meat, all the rice, everything, like whatever I'm going to eat for that week. And what I do before that is I just use the software that we use to create nutrition planning and everything for our clients. But I'll just go on there and I'll make up my meal plan stuff for the week, or if I haven't already, okay? And I'll just put in all the foods that I want, all the different variations, whatever it may be, okay? And as long as I'm satisfied with that, everything is aligned with the calories and my macros and everything I want to hit. So I typically go for a high protein, a balanced diet when it comes to like the carb and the fat ratio, okay? And then I eat clean about, we'll say 85% of the time because Saturdays and Sundays I usually have like some small little cheat meals here and there. And how I do this though is once I have all my numbers set up, I then go to the store, I get all the groceries, and I only get what I need. And this allows me to save a lot of money too, guys. So this is really important if you're trying to save some money here. Follow the structure because you only buy what you need. You don't buy the excess junk or you don't buy the extra crap that you don't need that's going to rot in the fridge or it's never going to get used or anything, okay? So once I get that, I go home and I become a chef. I get my cooking gloves on and I get all my carbs ready for the week. get all my protein, everything ready for the week, and make sure everything's set up. And I put them in just like those little black containers that you can use for meal prepping. And I just fill up my portions. I just put everything I need for that 5 or 6 days a week in there, and then I just divide it up into the next days. So it makes it so much easier because I don't have to track my calories ever again for the whole week. Everything's aligned with my goals, so I literally just get to eat the delicious food, and I love the food too. So it becomes very, very simple and a lot of stress off my back because me personally, I don't have time to, make these massive meals every single night or every single day, right? So I just rather get it done with that one day. And honestly, the food tastes delicious when I just heat it up really quickly. So it doesn't really matter. And then I typically will cook my suppers fresh and my breakfast, and that's just my personal preference. But my lunches and everything else is typically pre-made for the week. Okay, so there's one thing you could do. And that allows you, again, pros is you only have to really count your calories for that one day and then you're set for the week, okay? The next thing that you can do here, and again, guys, if you have a family and stuff like that, like and you're making sure that you want to get foods for the family, just kind of split up how many people in the family, whatever you need. Take the portions that you need and then get some more food for the rest of your family. So make sure everyone's getting fed, of course, and then you're all set. So the next step here is counting calories, okay? So this is you could, yeah, I would say this is a little more advanced, and this is going to allow you to help with that mindful eating in the future a lot. So even if you're doing the meal prepping, I mean, it's always a good recommendation to check out the calories and stuff at first, so that we can learn and get a little better at it. Um, Basically, how it works though, when it comes to calorie counting, is you're just kind of freeballing it. You're just kind of, you make sure that you stick to your guidelines so it's okay. So I got to get my protein in every meal, and every single meal you just got to go to the fridge, grabbing whatever's in there, and you're just counting the calories up. And as long as the calories align with what you need for that day, well, then you eat it, and then you go, and you're all set. So that's the next thing you can do there is just use MyFitnessPal, okay? And also, too, guys, is like MyFitnessPal is free. They have this pop-up ad right at the first. There's this white tiny tiny X in the top right corner. They'll try to make it look like you have to pay for it, but it's actually just in the top corner that it's completely free, and you can just use the free version. So yeah, what you can do though is you just have MyFitnessPal, and you can make your meals fresh. You can do whatever you want. You can have some sort of structure. So it's like, okay, I know I'm going to eat 3 to 4 times a day, and let's say I have to eat 100 calories in that day. So I'll just divide that into four, or I'll just take it off as I go and just make sure I don't go over my 1,800 calories. So that's another way that you could do it. Okay. I personally find that meal prepping at first is a lot more helpful because that helps you actually build the proper structure. It helps you get into the proper routine, and it saves you a lot of time as well. Okay. So if you're a mom or whatever it may be, this might be the go-to for you. And then I recommend as you get consistent with that, after you prove that to yourself that you can do that, eventually, if you want, and when you want to switch things up, then just start counting your calories a little more. So start switching little foods up, protein for protein. Today I don't want to have chicken. I'm gonna have fish instead. Okay. Well, how many? Okay, how much chicken am I having? I'm having 6 ounces, or let's say you're having 250 calories worth of chicken. Okay, so I need to hit that calorie goal of 250 calories. Go on Google and search up, hey Google, how much is 250 calories worth of salmon? It'll show you the exact numbers in ounces or grams or however you calculate it. Then you can just convert it over and you can switch them out. Okay, so that's what I would recommend though, those two main ones. Now, the reason why I'm pushing you guys to count your calories and everything and the importance behind it is because if you're on your own this journey and you're trying to lose weight, 80 to 90% is going to come from the calories. Okay, so we got to get the calories down. We got to make sure that our calories are aligned because if we really, really think about it, okay, why go into a gym if your only reason why you're working out is specifically to lose weight? Why go train 5, 6, 7 times a week, train your butt off if the freaking food side of things is not aligned? Okay, because you will not lose weight if you're not in a caloric deficit. So I would actually prefer for you, if you say you don't have enough time to get the food under control, I would prefer for you to cut those days back, work out maybe 3 times per week, take that extra time and put it into the nutrition so you can be prepared there. Okay, it's about working smarter and not harder when it comes to this. And guys, I know right now you're watching this and it might seem overwhelming. And that is one thing that is frustrating when it comes to this because there's so much information out there with the weight loss injuries or weight loss injuries, with weight loss there's so much information out there and it can get so confusing, but I'm only going to tell you the basics. I'm only going to tell you what I've seen is proven to work. Okay. So if this is something you're doing on your own, these are kind of the steps you're going to want to have to take if you seriously want to make this change. Start out small, slowly build yourself up. Over time, it's going to feel like second nature to you. Okay. It's going to feel like just a part of who you are and what you do. Like, let me give you an example, okay? So the lifestyle that you live right now, okay, it feels comfortable. It's totally normal to you. The reason why is because it's just habits to you. It's just a routine. Why do we build habits? It's because our brains want to conserve energy, okay? Imagine having to think about breathing all day long. You'd be exhausted mentally. We have a mental battery, so we want to conserve energy, okay? And the thing is, though, when it comes to building new habits, there's this little point in between. There's this resistance of feeling uncomfortable. Okay. So when you first get into the routine, it might be overwhelming, it might be uncomfortable if you're doing it on your own, like especially. And it's because you're changing your habits. Okay. You're rewiring your patterns. And that is scary for the mind because our minds, the way we're designed, is to survive. Okay. That's all we care about is surviving. So we want things to stay the same because that's normal to us. So when we do make these changes, that's why you might feel that way. But I promise you, once you do make those changes, you will look back a couple of months in, you're going to think like, this is just who I am now. This is just what I do. This is the piece of cake. Like I was talking to my client the other day, guys. They lost 100 plus pounds. So they started at 320 pounds. They just sent me a picture this morning. They're 211. They got a six pack now. Like they, an elite athlete. And this person never did any meal prep or nothing in the past. Now they're all structured in. They eat carbs. They can have potatoes. Like they have all that stuff. They have a proper, balanced, structured routine. It's not a diet plan. It's just a part of their routine. It's that they have a plan. Okay. If you want to accomplish anything in life, any kind of fit goal in life, you have to have a plan. Okay. I'm going to leave you with a little quote where it's like, an idiot with a plan will go a lot farther than a genius without a plan. Okay? Because if you don't have a plan, I want you to just imagine it for a second. If you don't have a plan, you're sitting in this circle, okay? And your focus is going all over the place. Keto, oh, shake diet, oh, should I try working out? Oh, should I try this program? Should I go work with Coach Hayward? What should I do? And if you realize though, you're in the same place. There's no progression taking place there. But if you have a plan, one approach, like I always say, and you go all in on that plan and you just stick with that plan, you can only go one way. Okay, only go one way. So just want to say that just as a little side note to help you guys out. For those who are watching right now, I do have this on recording, so you can go back and watch it. We just broke down just getting started with nutrition, the structure, meal planning, or calorie counting, all that. What's the best approach to take? Okay. So I don't know everybody though. I know this might sound like a lot and it's confusing, and it does take some time when you're doing it on your own. But if you do want to skip that whole however long it's going to take to try to get this under control, and you want to see what a custom plan would look like for you when it comes to losing weight permanently in 2023, message me CH to see if we would be a good fit together, and I'll at least set you on the right path no matter what. So other than that, all of you have an amazing, amazing rest of your evening today. And if you're watching it this far, comment down below a big old smiley face so I know who's here to learn and who's watching. And if you need that help, make sure to reach out to me. If you have anything else you want me to cover, comment down below your questions, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.